Hi, I'm Doug Browning, owner of Oddworld Tattoo and Fine Art. I'm in downtown Griffin, Georgia.
How long have you been tattooing?
I've been tattooing for about 14 years.
Do you enjoy the job after all these years?
I absolutely enjoy the job. It's about the best thing in my life right now.
What did you do before you became a tattoo artist?
Before I became a tattoo artist, I was in college and doing graffiti art and canvas art, oils, acrylics, and I was a scientist basically, if you could, want to be technical about it, and was more into painting and art, more than anything else. And tattooing was just starting. I wanted to get into that because it was more interesting to me than science.
What kind of work were you doing before you became a tattoo artist?
Well, I wasn't really working per se. I was working towards a degree in marine biology and zoology. And I started doing, the graffiti art, like I said, and, going that route, skateboarding and things. I was young. And started, looking for another medium. I was more into art and the arts. I was a musician, writing and things like that. And that intrigued me more to do art than to pursue a career in science, and I just wanted to do something different. And that career in tattooing and the money that they made at that time, I felt that was the way I wanted to go.
What got you interested in the tattooing?
Well, at first, what got me interested in tattooing was, it sounds bad, but the money. The money that was made in 1997 was a lot. The economy was good. Everything was good. And I went to a tattoo shop with a friend of mine, and the guy that was tattooing pulled out a big old wad of cash, and I was like, wow, you can make money doing tattoos? I never even knew. I never knew that you could do art and make money. I always did it, of course, just because I loved to loved to, do art. I wasn't tattooing at that time, but that's what made me want to go do tattoos and learn how to do it.
When did you become sure that this was going to be your career choice?
Pretty much, I knew it was going to be my career choice when I ran out of money in college and couldn't continue my degree. When I graduated from college, I decided, it's too hard. I wasn't, the kind of person that could get a job at an aquarium. I tried and it didn't work. And, I wanted to be an artist. I didn't want to be a scientist. I mean, I did, but I didn't. But I was really more into art. So I went that route, and it made me happy. That was my soul. It was art, and that's what I wanted to do. So that's where I just went for it, and that's where I became a tattoo artist.
When did you become sure? What did you use to practice on before you started tattooing people's skin?
Well, the funny thing is that, when I got my first equipment was obviously the wrong thing to do, and I didn't know anything. No one told me anything. And I ordered some stuff and didn't practice on anything. I just straight up tattooed my roommate. The funny thing is that I did 2 tattoos, and some people have it, some people don't, is what I've seen. And a shop at that time saw the tattoos I did and picked me up immediately. Said, we got to get this guy in our shop before somebody else does. And I immediately got into a tattoo shop, and they gave me a very weak apprenticeship. And so I worked there for about a year, almost maybe 2, and then left, went to Tampa, Florida, and did my own thing and worked out good, and learned on my own. It was a lot better because then I could do my own thing, and it worked out that way. That's kind of what happened. No one would show me anything, so I had to learn on my own by just, looking at other art, trying to figure it out, trial and error kind of thing. Luckily I never really messed up, so that was kind of a luck kind of thing, but I figured it out.
How many tattoos do you have?
How many tattoos do I have? I get that question a lot. A lot of people count their tattoos. I got 12. I got 6. Well, I have 14. Well, I tell people, look, I have 1. It's just not done yet.
Were you this tattooed before you became a tattoo artist?
Yeah, no, absolutely not. I wasn't this tattooed at all when I first became tattooed. I had a few, just a couple here and there, and then, I had quite a bit, I would say, not very many, but I got a lot too early because, of course, I didn't know that you should go and check things out and, research stuff first. So I got a lot of bad tattoos, but also got a lot of good tattoos over the time. As I learned that you should see people and seek people out that can actually do good artwork, good tattoo work. So I've learned I got bad and good tattoos and worse tattoos, but that's how it works.
Are there any famous artists, tattooist or not, that have influenced your path or career?
Yes, there is very, very, very. There's a lot I could say. There's a lot of tattoo artists that that I've seen that I can that people that I look up to that are famous artists and stuff that I look up to like Paul Booth, Bob Terrell. I would say Craig Foster is a good, he was a friend of mine that's tattooed me that gave me some tips and some hints and that showed me a few things that's really helped my career. A lot of good friends of mine, Mark Longnecker was a friend of mine that's helped me out a few things. A lot of different artists with a lot of different kind of tips and hints that do different styles of artwork. Now, I'm completely different style of all of them, but when you get to talk like Dan Marshall, Leo Safer, a lot of these guys do all different kind of styles of artwork, but all those guys have influenced me. But of course, I've, Joshua Carlton, Robert Hernandez, he's another one. There's tons and tons of artists that I've talked to that have really influenced me a lot. That I like to look at their art, and that helps me still get my creative, influence, I guess you could say. Really nice guys.
So you've gotten to meet a lot of them in person.
Yes, I've got to meet a lot of them in person, hang out with them, and go on trips, cruises, and lots of good things. Yes, very nice guys.
What is your favorite part of this job?
My favorite part of this job is finishing the piece and making the person very happy. Making them, giving them the decision to talk with them and make sure they get the piece, the tattoo that they really love and they're going to love forever. Giving them something that's beautiful, giving them a beautiful tattoo that they're going to wear forever, and they're going to remember me forever for this tattoo that I did for them. That's what I love to do, to make somebody very, very happy.
Was there any body part or particular tattoo that you absolutely refuse to do?
Well, I refuse. Yeah, there's some that I refuse to do. I won't do. The swastikas, the racial tattoos, gang tattoos type stuff. I won't tattoo those things. But anything else, yeah, I don't mind tattooing. I'm not religious, so I don't mind doing that. I don't care. Gay rights stuff. I don't care about that. I accept anybody. I don't. It doesn't bother me, but. That kind of the racial stuff and gang stuff I won't tattoo just because I don't want that kind of business in my in my studio. It's just that kind of trouble you don't want.
Is there any body part that you refuse to tattoo?
Well, any kind of body part I don't I guess I wouldn't tattoo an eyelid maybe or something around the eyeballs. You don't really want to tattoo. I've seen people do it. I'd rather not tattoo around there. And there's a few places that you don't want to tattoo, and sometimes in the ears, I guess you could say, but some places you don't want to tattoo because it's just going to come out, right around the fingernails or something like that. It's like, I won't refuse to tattoo it, but I try to explain to them, it's just going to come out. It's not going to stay. So you try to help them out and tell them it's not going to work. You might not want to do it. So you try to help them out and explain to them, it's best not to. But if you really want to do it, I guess I guess we'll have to do it. But I try to tell them, you don't want to, but some people are hard-headed about it.
Have you ever tattooed yourself, or at least wanted to?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I've tattooed myself. It's kind of a mistake when when you're young and you think about it and you're like, oh, why did I do that? I should have waited till I got a little better. You know, I was young and dumb and tattooed something stupid on my leg. But then now it's there forever. So, but yeah, I've tattooed myself, and you think about it later and you wish you could have waited a few years, got a little bit better, and done it. You know, but it's there. Sometimes when you're young, you have to practice on yourself, and I think a lot of tattoo artists have done that before. Oh well, it's done.
Does each artist have a different technique, or is there only one strict way to tattoo?
No, there's not. There's one strict way to tattoo, I guess, in a sense of technique, part of it all. But no, everybody has their own technique, and their own style of tattooing. Everybody does. And there is definitely in a sense of tattoo artist, everybody thinks they can tattoo, kind of thing, but some people have it and some people don't. Like if you're a tattoo artist and you're really good at it, that person's got it. You can tattoo. But then some people try to tattoo and you're like, man, you don't got it. You just need to quit. Just stop. But there's also those people out there you can tell, man, you got it. You can tattoo, but maybe I should, you should get an apprenticeship and let me help you. Let me get you over that hump you got. So I mean, you either got it or you don't. And the people that don't have it should just quit. Is the way I see it. And the people that got it and need the help could do a good job. But it's kind of one of those things. You either got it or you don't. Is the way I see it. And so it's a difficult thing, and tattooing, and people that we don't always like to show our tips and hints, because obviously we've worked very hard to get where we are, and to show all our tricks and hits and abilities, that's taking our money and that's hurting our family. And we got kids and we want to feed our family. We don't want to take money out of our pocket to show somebody else how to do what we do.